School nowadays can be stressful, and I mean really stressful. Kids nowadays do not know how to deal with their mental health, and probably never will if the school system doesn't change their curriculum in the future. Teens are facing many problems, but at the top of the list is the problem I want to talk about in today's video: anxiety and depression. 70% of teens have this major problem of having anxiety and depression. And let's face it, school doesn't teach us how to deal with these mental problems. School just enhances the problem more and more and more by giving us more work, by stressing us out even more, and not telling us the solution of how to deal with the mental problem. And teens nowadays are more stressed than ever, and here's why. What's good, YouTube? Mike here. In today's video, you guys read the title, man. Why school doesn't teach us how to deal with our mental problems or how to meditate. If you're new to my channel, leave a like on today's video for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to the channel if you're new. 67% of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you're new here, what are you doing? Smash that sub button and let's get right into the video, you feel me? School is the catalyst of not teaching us jack shit, and I can verify that. After graduating in 2021 with a 3.0 GPA, I knew what school was. I knew the truth about school and how all the curriculums they teach don't benefit us whatsoever. They just feed our brain bullshit information that most likely we'll never use again and we'll never learn, and that we should have never learned in the first place. But before then, before I woke up from the Matrix, I had mental problems just like everybody else in school. I was stressed out over the amounts of homework I was given, the amounts of tests I had to study for. Especially, I remember this one specific day, I had 3 or 4 tests to take in one day. I had to study and prep days and days for those tests, just to forget about all the information like the next week. And that's what school is. They feed your brain and fill up your brain with all this pointless information, stressing us out and giving us anxiety and depression. And this is why so many teens nowadays are facing and having mental health and mental health episodes because of school. And school never taught us how to deal with these problems. They just kept feeding and feeding us more and more stress, anxiety, depression, and we just let them. We never looked up or tried to find a solution. And this is the school system's fault as well, not just the students. The school system, they know what they're doing. They know the statistics, they know the data, but they don't care. They don't care about you, they don't care about your health. And here's why in today's video, I'm gonna tell you a solution on how to deal with your mental problems if you're in school. But before I get into the actual solution, we gotta talk about the problem. And we gotta talk about what school really is and what the school system really is for. I want to talk about John D. Rockefeller. You guys probably heard of him in history class or something, because he was the one that started the Standard Oil Company in the 1800s. But after that, he put millions of dollars and created the school board in 1903. And that's when things started changing in the school system. And he even said this quote: "I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers." And you guys see the picture on the screen right now. He basically wants people full of robots. Because what are robots? Non-thinkers. They are programmed to do a certain job or a certain thing. And that's what the school system is founded on us being programmed to follow the system and follow what they want us to do. And they want us programmed to work for the system, to work for somebody else, to not be the boss, but to be the slave, be the worker. And that's what the school system was founded on. It was made for you to be stressed, fill your brain up with pointless programmed information that you think you'll learn in the future, but when you grow up, you realize, I never needed any of that stuff. I've learned all this pointless information back in class, and now I'm working a 9-to-5 job. And then you realize you never even needed to learn that in the first place. And let's be honest, 90% of the people in school, for one, doesn't even know what they want to do, or for two, will never use the stuff in school. Unless you want to be a scientist, be a construction worker, an interior designer, that you actually need math or science, or you want to be a teacher, or other professions, doctor, psychologist. Other than those big professions, you really don't need school. Just think about it. You really don't need school. But they fill your minds up saying you need to go to college, you need to do this. And that's how students get stressed out. These students have anxiety because of the future. Even their parents, their counselors, their teachers are pushing them, saying you gotta do this, you gotta be successful, you gotta go to college. You gotta get good grades. You gotta do well on your SATs. Stressing them out, and they wonder why they have anxiety episodes and disorders. And the depression comes from being stuck, being in a place that you don't want to be at. And I felt that in school. I felt all my peers doing better in school than me, and me barely passing the class or just barely passing the test, and all my other peers in my class passing it with ease. Stuff like that will make somebody depressed, especially teens in high school. School needs to start implementing classes that actually teach mental health and how to deal with the problem, because I've been researching this topic for a while, and I came to a realization that the solution is meditation. Simple as that. Meditating clears your mind, and it actually balances out both your left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of your brain, syncing them up together, which will better your emotional health and your mental health, and some other benefits to it. You'll actually have really good memory, be more creative, and have better communication and thoughts. And if you look at the normal brainwave pattern of your brain not being synced up, you can tell that you will be prone to mental health and emotional health, prone to anxiety and depression. And I know a lot of people, especially if you're watching this video, do not want to deal with that. This neuroscience, Sarah Lazar, describes how meditation can actually make you less stressed, have less depression, less anxiety, be more creative, and stuff like that. And here's the clip.
So, my name is Sarah Lazar. I am a researcher at Massachusetts General Hospital, and for the past about 20 years, I've been studying the impact of yoga and meditation on brain structure and function. So the first study we sort of did was we took people who had been meditating for many years, and we put them in the scanner, and we compared them to people who had never meditated before. And we found that there were certain brain structures where they had more gray matter than controls. And the areas that were larger were areas involved in sensory awareness. We took people who had never meditated before, and we put them through either an 8-week meditation program, or we just scanned them 8 weeks apart. And we showed that indeed there were changes in brain structure after just 8 weeks. All right, so this is the hippocampus. And it got bigger, as you can see. So here are the controls. Where we go? Here are the controls, and here are the meditators. And also, it's an area that's negatively impacted by trauma, by PTSD. And so, people with trauma have a smaller hippocampus. Also, people with depression have smaller hippocampi. And it seems like, so it's helping reverse some of that. We also found this area of the brain, which is called the temporal parietal junction. It's an area involved in creativity and empathy and compassion, because it's about being able to see things from multiple points of view, which is important both for empathy and for creativity. And then we also found this, which was really interesting and the most relevant to here, is the amygdala, which is the main part of the brain associated with emotion, in particular anger and fear, that it changed, and the correlation correlated with stress. So the more stress reduction people reported, the smaller their amygdala became. So this really shows that when you meditate and people say, oh, it's making me feel less stressed, that's not just self-report. That's an actual biological reason why people are feeling less stressed. This is really well established, that the entire front half of the brain shrinks as we age. But in the meditators, it seems like it's preserved.
She was basically describing how if you train your mind and train your neural pathways in your brain to sync up, your life will literally be much easier and less stressful. Meditating is like a muscle. Like you're in the gym, you have to train your muscles and work them out every day. That's the same thing as meditating. So if you do this consistently, the benefits will start showing and you will see it in your life. And even people in the comments were saying how beneficial meditation is. And that's something they do not teach us in school. They don't teach us what meditation is, how meditation is beneficial in our lives, in our mental health, and can help us with school, in our daily lives. Because what I thought about meditation back then is I thought only like gurus do meditation. And I thought it was weird, I'm gonna be honest. But once you find out the truth, you will see that meditation is not just for those people. It's for everybody. Anybody can do it. Any ethnicity, any race can do it. Doesn't matter. And there's a lot of people out there that are speaking truth. You just have to find them. And I'm seeing a lot of schools in the East Coast, especially in the DC area, they are implementing stuff that can actually help kids deal with their mental health by using meditation. And that's a start. But if you want to change how kids are feeling, they have to implement it all over the country. And I know they're not gonna do that because that's not the school system's objective. Their objective and their target is to make us slaves for the system in this matrix, program us. And that's the cold hard truth. And I'm glad I escaped it. I'm glad I'm not going to college wasting my money. I'm glad I know all this information. But for the people out there that are struggling, need to see this video. So share this video to all your friends, your family, so they know how to deal with this problem. And I'm not saying meditation is gonna fix all your problems, but what I'm saying is, it's gonna fix majority of your problem. And there's different ways to sync up the left and right hemisphere of your brain. Like you can start listening to binaural beats on YouTube. Make a playlist of it. Because I started listening to those sounds and those frequencies to sync up my brain. And let me tell you, I have never been more creative in my life, more happy, and at this rate I will never have anxiety and depression at all. And even in J. Cole's song Change he made in 2016, he literally talks about meditation and how it bettered his mental health. Just listen to his lyrics.
My intuition is telling me there'll be better days. Evaporate, my faith don't deviate.
See, this is why you gotta listen to songs and their lyrics. Because a lot of these rappers, not a lot, but some of these rappers actually talk about true stuff and real stuff, like J. Cole. And if you never meditated before, there's so many videos on meditation. And not just meditation can help you. Yoga can help you as well. Balance your brainwave patterns and sync up the two hemispheres of your brain. And it's a lot more research out there. You guys just need to research. And let me know in the comments down below if you guys are still dealing with anxiety and depression. And comment down below also what age you are. Because after I was 17, that's when I started being way more happier and not having depression or anxiety and mental health problems. And the last tip I have to not deal with mental problems in school is to stay away from toxic people. Just stay away from low vibrational things in general. Be around people that make you happy, drive you to be successful, motivate you, not toxic people that are draining you from your energy. And stop being around the popular crowd. If you don't mess with them, don't mess with them. You don't have to fit in school, you really don't. And try to not stress yourself out so much in school. Take classes that are easy for you, that you know you won't be stressed out about. Because I remember my senior year, I was stressing out so much. I took all these advanced classes, especially my junior year. I took 2 AP classes and I was stressing myself out the whole year because I was trying to get into college. I was trying to get a good SAT score because I really thought I was gonna get into college. And after that, I found out everything about school, the truth about school, and I just completely forgot about it. I didn't take the SATs at all. And it was after that, it was just a stress-free life. But try to be outside of the stress. Take classes that are easy for you. And I know school can be toxic, it can be stressful, but you gotta get through it. You gotta get through it. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll see y'all later. Peace.